What's going on? Extravagant Fragrances back here again. Um, I'm trying to see here if I'm connected to all of the platforms. Uh, anyways, I don't think I'm connected to all the platforms, but oh well. So let's see here. Oh, back here again. Back here again. Extravagant Fragrances. What's going on, everybody? Uh, Welcome to another live stream. And we are not connecting to Facebook for some reason, but really quick, I'm going to I was gonna do it each individual. I was gonna do an individual video for each fragrance that I just came out with not long ago, but for some reason, I just decided to just do a live and just introduce all the new stuff. This is all the stuff that is in bulk. It is in wholesale. If you're one of the my subscribers that I've already talked to about, then never mind this video. But for a majority of you don't really know that I came out with some of the fragrances that I came out with recently. And so I'll probably do individual reviews on each one, but I'm just going to do this video really quick to kind of put out all of the ones that I just came out with here. So, and like I said, these are all the ones that are in large quantity. If you're looking for 16-ounce sizes, these are in 16-ounce quantities. And so let's just start with I don't know. Let's just go straight down the really premium stuff, and that is the compared to the Baccarat 540. This is the French version right here. It's just a way more concentrated version than um, the standard body oil, the standard oils, right? And what I like about this one is that it all the prominent notes that kind of jump out with the standard version of the Baccarat 540 um, is really like all the prominent notes really kind of jump out in this fragrance right here, and that's what I really love about this fragrance. So far, I've gotten nothing but positive feedback from this fragrance. It's one that I feel is going to be a very reliable fragrance to for the years to come, regardless of when it came out, when the original came out or not. So um, definitely recommend this if you are one of those who uh, who are into the Baccarat and this is one of your top sellers. You're definitely gonna want to check out the French version. Hold on a second here. Uh, I mean, so are you training people on how to make stick incense? I think I saw your message yesterday after the live stream. I'll be talking about that. I'll do a little bit of talking about that. Probably make another different video or go live about that. Um, but I think you may have seen my message because I think I responded to you about as far as the ratios go on the fragrance that you were using for your sticks. But definitely, I will be touching on that I mean, so for sure, no problem. Okay, so the next one um, that I really wanted to get my hands on was the compared to Yum Pistachio Gelato 33, the Kayali. You're probably looking at these bottles and like, what are these? These look like drink bottles. Well, they actually are. These were halal kombucha bottles, and I just thought they were like the perfect bottle due to the fact that it's a nice amber color, and for what you pay for these, and with the actual drink in it, you save compared to like if you actually had to go and get the actual Boston rounds. I think it's cheaper. It's like way cheaper. So I save these and I repurpose them into fragrance bottles. But the Yum Pistachio Gelato 33, I highly recommend this fragrance because it just everything gourmand is all in this fragrance. It's got notes from the uh, gelato, which is like an ice, a type of ice cream. Uh, uh, it's got pistachio, obviously, is in there. It's got cotton candy. Speaking of cotton candy, Henry, this one of the notes in this fragrance is cotton candy. How you doing? Um, it's got what really struck me was the Turkish delight. I've never seen a gourmand fragrance with Turkish delight in it, and I really like Turkish delight. Uh, so Yehoshua said, "Hey there, quick question: What's your ratios with fragrance and DPG?" Yehoshua, yeah, I will. I think I'm gonna make a separate video on that. Um, because somebody had a question regarding like they were dealing with like an extremely thick fragrance, and the stuff must have been so thick they couldn't get the fragrance to mix or to even after they put the DPG, they couldn't get it into the sticks. So I'll do a separate video on that. But right now, I'm just kind of introducing some new fragrances um, that are available wholesale on the website. So, but for sure, I will be back to do another video about that. Just hang tight with me, if you will. So the compared to Yum Pistachio Gelato 33, it also has Tonka as well. That's also in there. Highly recommend this fragrance. Uh, it is marketed as a unisex. If you actually look up the original, it's actually marketed as a unisex. So highly recommend that one. And since we're talking about the Kayali line, the original Kayali line, I'm gonna go ahead and follow up with the compared to Kayali Vanilla 28. This one right here, I had a family member try this fragrance on. Uh, and this goes back to the importance of why you should test your fragrances because I didn't really know how this fragrance was going to perform. I had this family member put it on, and it was all day long. It was all day long. We came back to the house. I smelled it, and I'm like, "Is that?" I was like, "Is that the? What did you just put something on?" And the family member said, "Yeah, I put the Kiali 28, the Vanilla 28, before we left the house." And this was all day long, and it was still on my family member's wrist. So this has stood the test, the quality control test. I highly recommend this one as well. It definitely has some of the gourmands in there, and if you are into the vanillas, you're definitely gonna like this one. So I highly recommend the Kayali Vanilla 28, and this is also a unisex fragrance as well. Um, the next one on my list is going to be the compared to bourbon and oak cremo. Henry said that should sell like hotcakes if it's in all day an all day oil. Yeah, I think so. I'm hoping. I mean, it's still pretty new for me, Henry. So I can't really say how fast or how well it's moving. I just know that it's stood the test with me. So this is the next one. I highly recommend this fragrance right here. All you got to do is go on over to Amazon, look up the original bourbon and oak by Cremo, and just look at how many reviews the original has, which is like I want to say it's like 15,000 4.5 star reviews. Now the reason why I got this fragrance is I mentioned the story before about how I had another family member who was hopped out the shower after using the body wash. That wasn't even the fragrance. And right away I was just curious, like I wonder if that they have an actual spray cologne. And turns out that the Cremo uh the company Cremo actually does have a spray cologne. And the reason why the ratings are so good on the original is because of the fact that it smells high end, um, without the high price tag, right? Like the original spray cologne is like in the 20s. It's like 20 something bucks, but it hits like a high end fragrance, and that's what I really like about this one right here. Um, I kind of hesitated for a while because I didn't know how it was gonna catch with any of my customers. But then I started to get a lot of people. I found out from competitors actually that their customers were asking about this because I wanted to get it in a small quantity, which they didn't have it. And so a lot of the big competitors, um, I found out they weren't even carrying this fragrance. So that's why I had to get it. So this is available also in 16-ounce quantity wholesale. We have smaller sizes too, if you are mixing match some of the wholesale kits. But so far, I highly recommend this. Very woody fragrance, very fresh, a very boozy scent if that's kind of the thing you're into. But as far as longevity and projection, it's just top notch. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this whole thing because I'm supposed to go swimming shortly. But we'll see. Hopefully, I can squeeze in all of the newest stuff. Here's one that I want to talk about, and that is the compared to Gentle Fluidity Gold. I just wish that they gave it a better name. Um, because this fragrance right here, if you're into the Baccarat 540, if you follow the Maison Francis Kurkdjian line, then you would know, most of you would know that they also, the original producer also produces the Gentle Fluidity Gold. I like it because it's very much in that family. It's kind of like in the Baccarati family, right, if you will. This is kind of what it reminds me of. I like it because it's just real. It's subtle. It's non-offensive. It's very um, not too sweet. You know, it's just something that is you want to be noticed, but you don't want to be noticed too much. You get what I'm saying? So I really like this. Um, for me, I think it has some good staying power. And so yeah, it's just a really nice unisex fragrance. That's all I can say. This fragrance right here, I will say, probably doesn't get as much credit as the Baccarat 540 does. And I would say it's definitely underrated. I think it's definitely an underrated fragrance because all you hear is Baccarat, Baccarat, Baccarat. But for those who know the Baccarat, they will know this one is also top notch, top notch. And yeah, let's see here. Yeah, it's just I personally think, and on top of that, like with the basic Baccarat, this is actually, in my opinion, way stronger than the regular than the standard body oil. So if you're looking for something that's a step up from the standard Baccarat 540, I highly recommend the Gentle Fluidity Gold. So that is that. And the next one I'm gonna go into is gonna be the uh, for you incense guys, since you're already here, let's talk about the compared to Ocean Rain, Mario Valentino. If you're looking for a rain fragrance, if you're looking for something to make incense with, this is something I would recommend. Now, I have to be honest, I haven't personally uh, tested this out on sticks. I just know how it wears, but I will do a test on the Ocean Rain. But if it does burn well, if it burns how I think it's going to burn, I'm hoping it will burn well. Um, this is, when you're selling incense, you usually want to have a good rain fragrance, and this is definitely it. I mean, it's just everything fresh. It's just a really fresh. This is more of a throwback fragrance. I didn't know the original came out back in the '90s, but this is definitely one of those timeless scents that I think I might introduce this as an incense oil. And to keep in mind, like if this is going to be burnt as an incense oil, I think it's going to do really well. But as far as burning on sticks, that's the only thing not everything that burns well as an incense oil and an oil warmer is going to burn well on sticks. So that's just my little disclaimer on that. But I will do some testing on this fragrance to see if it will burn well on an incense stick, and do some follow up videos on that as well. And so let's go jump straight into the next one, which is going to be the compared to Baja Cactus Blossom. Uh, this one right here actually mislabeled. What's in this bottle is actually the mahogany coconut, and I just switched by accident. I don't know why. It was a little mistake. But the compared to Cactus Blossom, I highly recommend this fragrance. I didn't know the original version, which is the Bath and Body Works, has this, and it is marketed as a unisex fragrance. I like this fragrance because I have one of my top critics actually pick this out. I had a family member pick it out, and another one of my critics took it, wore it to work, got some good compliments, and this is the reason why I'm now carrying this in large quantities. I highly recommend this. This is something as far as burning oils, incense. Again, I haven't tried it on the stick, but this is definitely will be a no-brainer for me as far as uh, burning it in an oil burner, and also wearing it. I highly recommend this as a unisex fragrance. Um, I was told that it had more longevity than the Yum Pistachio Gelato. So I don't know. I think both of them perform very well, but the Baja Cactus Blossom, this one is a boozy scent. It's something. It's the actual cactus blossom that is there is just. I mean, it smells exactly how it sounds. I mean, the smell of it is in the name. Something that it just reminds me of when I was traveling across country, moving back to Pennsylvania from California. We were going through the desert, and we were passing through Arizona. We were passing through New Mexico, seeing the big giant cactuses and everything. And so this is kind of what this reminds me of. It reminds me of a road trip coming out west. So shout out to you there, Henry. Henry's in California. So definitely a cactus fragrance, for sure. So highly recommend this one right here. And the next one I want to talk about is going to be the compared to mahogany coconut, which is another Bath and Body Works version. And I picked this one up because it was recommended to me from a supplier, and they have a good track record of recommending things that sell well. This passed my critics test. It passed the family members test. I put it in front of family members' nose, and it was just there was no thinking about it. It was like that's nice. That was the reaction that I got. I've had multiple reorders on this fragrance, and I'm talking wholesale. So far, I can say confidently that this has become a reliable fragrance for extravagant fragrances. And so I highly recommend this. This is more like if you're into the best way I can describe this fragrance is a masculine coconut. That's the best way I can describe it. The mahogany is there. The mahogany teak wood was a fragrance that was trending all over TikTok and everything. And I smelled the mahogany teak wood. Uh, and I think it smells good for a like a diffuser and for candle making and soap making and all that stuff. But personally, I think this one is way better than the mahogany teakwood. Way better. So if you're looking for a more musky, more masculine coconut fragrance, this is it right here. Highly recommend this one. And again, this is available in large quantities. And then the next one I want to talk about is going to be the Good Girl, the Carolina Herrera. And that was just because I got a lot of requests for this for the longest time. And this would be in the family of like the Nicki Minaj Summer. This would be in the family of the Pink Privacy, the Rihanna. If that's the kind of thing that you're into, I highly recommend this one right here, the Good Girl Carolina Herrera. Um, yeah, it's just a nice scent. And so that's all I said. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't have a whole lot more to say about this other than it's something that I'm gonna keep in stock just because it's a highly requested fragrance. So the next one is going to be the compared to strawberry pound cake. And this one is going to be good for incense. It's going to be good for incense making. I personally picked this one up because there was another supplier that sent me a sample, and I didn't really care for their version of this. But this one is very like it kind of reminds me like an upside down pineapple cake without the pineapples. If upside down pineapple cake was substituted for strawberries, this is what this reminds me of right here. It's got a very warm, buttery smell to it, very gourmandy. And so another reason I picked this one up is because it was another one of those viral TikTok fragrances, and I just thought that it might be a good fragrance to pick up. And so far, I have no regrets on picking up this fragrance. This is something I'll put my name on this fragrance, and so I also highly recommend this one as well. Now, the last one that I want to talk about, and I don't have it here with me, is the compared to Layton, the Parfums de Marly. That one, when I was doing research on that fragrance, it was the fragrance of the cologne fragrance influencer. You guys might have seen him or might know of him, which was the big beard. I think it's the big beard guy. I think that's the name of his channel, and he was doing comparisons between the Creed Aventus and the Layton Parfums de Marly. And so right away, when I hear if there's a fragrance, I think it was like Creed Aventus versus Layton or Layton versus Creed Aventus. Whenever I hear a fragrance in the same sentence as Creed Aventus, I'm automatically gonna be curious. And so I picked up the Layton Parfums de Marly, and I have to be honest with you, I personally like Layton better than the Creed Aventus. I've worn the Creed Aventus. I have the imported version. I've worn it not because I really like it, but because it gets a lot of compliments. If that makes any sense. See, like you can wear a fragrance just because it gets compliments, but not really like it. I didn't really, I didn't really care for the fragrance that much, but I just wore it because I'm like, I just want to see what kind of compliments that I got going. And it was actually a wedding that I attended, and but personal preference, I prefer the Layton over the Creed Aventus just because I like how it smells. I like how it dries down. It starts off sweet and then it kind of mellows down into like a real nice multi-layer notes. I don't know all the notes in that fragrance, but the original Parfums de Marly, the Parfums de Marly line is very comparable to Creed. They kind of give me like the same vibes, like the way their bottles are designed. Like you could tell, um, the designers, the original designers are very similar to each other in terms of how they make their fragrances and just the even the price points, right? The original bottles, the price points, you're gonna see anywhere from 300 bucks all the way to 700 bucks a bottle on the Parfums de Marly. And so uh, that one was seemed to stand out as far as reviews. I'm talking about the original Layton, and so that is what inspired me to come out with our version. And so that's also available on extravagantfragrances.com. Uh, I'll be back for other reviews I may do an individual review on the rest of these, but so far this is me just putting this out there, saying, hey, it's available on the website. If you're looking for the 16-ounce quantity, it's there. If you're getting multiple pounds, I also do price breaks on multiple pounds. So after this video is done, I will be posting the link to the wholesale section where all of these fragrances are available, and you can check back again. And to my incense crafters out there, yes, I'll be back to talk about, kind of help you out a little bit as far as ratios go with your fragrance. It's just going to take some experimenting. You don't want to go too far, but the challenge when it comes to incense making is uh you don't want to cut so far to where 3 months down the road the incense has dried up and no longer projects, right? Doesn't have any good throw or anything like that. And then at the same time, and I've had this problem, whereas I make the incense too strong, which you can do, to where it just becomes kind of annoying, right? And it's just like the person doesn't want to continue burning the incense stick. They just put it out after like a few minutes, and then they come back and they relight it. So I've actually had people complain about of incense stick being too strong. So you kind of want to be like right in the middle. And again, that really depends on your incense stick, like your quality of oil that you're using. And that's another thing is I don't know. Uh for some of you who have asked about ratios, I don't know exactly what kind of oil you're starting off with. If you're starting off with a premium uttar that's like 100 something a pound, or if you're dealing with a regular standard body oil that you're getting for 20, 30 bucks a pound, right? So I don't know. So all I can say is I will be back. I'll talk about that a little bit. I don't know how long that video is going to be, but I'll be back to talk ratios since we're getting more than one request here. So hope this helps. Again, check out the website, check out the wholesale section. Click the link below for the bulk quantity on the new fragrances that I just mentioned. And I'll see you soon, guys. Take care, everybody, and have a great weekend.